Hey downtown van.
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 You're listening to Hey Downtown Van, hosted by the Downtown Vancouver BIA.
Hey downtown van. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Sofia Laratta, and today's guest is Chef Behshad from C Prime Italian Modern Steak and Wine. Chef Behshad brings global culinary experience from Rome, London, and New York to Vancouver's dining scene. Raised on the North Shore and trained at the Pacific Institute of Culinary Arts, he blends the classic Italian technique with modern, ingredient-driven creativity. At C Prime, he leads a kitchen known for handmade pastas, prime cuts, and refined yet approachable dishes. We love C Prime over here, and so we're really excited to have Chef Behshad on the pod today. Let's get into it. Chef Behshad, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
How was your 2-minute walk over to our office?
It was cold. It's definitely gotten cold now. So yeah, dress up. It got cold super quick, I think.
It did, yeah. But yesterday was a nice day.
Yeah, it was good. The sun was out.
Living
right?
for the sun.
Yeah.
So let's just start off by saying we're literally obsessed with C Prime. Every time we come to visit and we eat at your restaurant, it's the best experience of all time. So thank you for doing that for us. For those listening that know nothing about you at all, can you share a bit about your culinary journey? What inspired you to become a chef? Tell us.
Yeah. So, like when growing up, people always, kind of don't know what they want to do with their lives. You're going through that weird high school phase of like, what am I going to do? I think like ever since I was like in elementary school, I knew I wanted to be a chef.
Really?
Yeah. Like I never had that problem. Yeah. Just like always watching, Gordon Ramsay on TV, Emerald Live on TV. So I kind of knew the path I was going down. But it's just to navigate to where you want to go and how, like what type of chef you want to be, right? There's so many different ways that you can be amazing in this industry, right? So I decided to kind of, go get trained by really amazing chefs and still I'm getting trained and learning from these amazing chefs. So it was one of those things of like, go out, explore the world, go see the world, train, see what type of ingredients they are. But yeah, like my journey was kind of like cut for me since like 10 or 12. Like
That's
I knew
awesome.
Chef life was for me.
Not a lot of people have that.
No, I think, and I could see that through high school. Like so many of my friends were kind of like, do I want to be a lawyer or a dentist or whatever it was? I was just like, sucks for you guys right now. Like, I know what I'm going to do.
Were you always just like cooking for your family as a kid?
Yeah. Like when I was like had play dates, so like even like young, like, 10, 12 years old, like I had, like I'd bring the friends over and like they'd be playing in the back while I'd be like, I'm making sausage with Parmesan crisp for you guys right now. And then like throughout high school, I got into like an apprenticeship program at school. So I was doing work experience and apprenticeship. So I was kind of had this amazing schedule that I actually got to work. Like I had school one day and then I had a full day off.
Wow.
Going to like work.
Cool.
And I got paid through it and all that stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, it was like a really early culinary journey for me. Haven't really looked back.
I love that. And it led you to working in like Rome and was it Paris or Rome, London, and New York?
Yeah.
So how did you get to those places?
Honestly, it was kind of just like going there and proving your worth in a lot of those places, right? They have so many chefs going there being like, oh, let me work for you. I'm just like, hey, I'll work for free if you need for a little bit.
Wow.
Just kind of feed me and teach me what you got, right? And then through that, you start building relationships and stuff like that through the whole community of chefs, right, throughout the world. And then you just kind of get these job offers that you kind of just be like, let's pack a bag and let's do it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing sitting here? It's just go for it, take the risk, go for it. And then, when you're there, you're kind of like in New York, you kind of look up and you're like surrounded by these skyscrapers and stuff like that. And you kind of sit back a little bit and be like, holy crap, like I'm working in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as a Canadian boy, like coming out there, it was pretty surreal, but it's one of those things that you just have to kind of put your head down and work sometimes. And you can, let your hands do the talking instead of your mouth sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't realize how hard being a chef is, because I'm sure you didn't start off being the head chef of a restaurant. You probably had to do the nitty gritty work.
Start as a dishwasher and work your way up, right? Like it's stressful, right? Like you got like, especially in this age, there's so many small variables, like influencers and Google reviews you have to care about if they're, like that, like all this
Yeah.
little stuff that, before you didn't have to care about. But it's part of the game, and it's stressful, and not all the time, right? There's definitely like, like our dinner the other night, like it was stressful when you're in the kitchen and you come out and you see, well, at first you see like a quiet dining room. And I just went to the manager. I'm like, hey, like no one's talking. And he just turned to me and just grabbed my face and he's like, that's a good thing. And I'm like, oh, all right, right, we're good. So
we're all eating and enjoying.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's kind of like where there's positives to it. And there's so many great opportunities as well. But it is stressful.
100%. How long were you in New York?
About a year. Yeah. Yes. A year in New York. And then obviously it's hard to get your full paperwork to work there. So some complications through the visas and stuff. And, I could have stayed, right? I could have kind of went down that route. But I was like, I think I've absorbed enough information that I can go ahead and go to the next thing, right? I hope New York is in my my journey coming up again, because I'd love that city.
Yes.
But as of now, Vancouver's home.
Well, born and raised in Vancouver, right? North Van?
Yeah.
Love that for you. So you were in New York. You came back. How did you get to C Prime? What drew you to that restaurant?
It was after COVID, right? So COVID really sucked, like for everyone. I mean, not just the culinary industry, for every industry, everything was shut down. So you got a few job opportunities, and to be really honest, I'd never heard of C Prime before. It's just like, I feel like a lot of other people haven't heard it, because there's this amazing steakhouse and this hotel that's kind of like right beside St. Paul's. What's going on? Went in there and I'm like, wow, this place is beautiful, and got an interview. And a lot of restaurants these days have this thing about, we have these traditions and these are the recipes you have to do. And for a young chef, it's kind of hard to come in and do someone else's menu. And my boss, Sergio, he kind of gave me free reins of what I want to do over the menu.
That's awesome.
And that was what really wanted me to be like, wow, I can express myself here. I can do me. It was a trust thing. You had to earn that trust, right? But to be that person that has that opportunity was really what be like, okay, ground some roots here and really go for it, right? But never heard of it before. I don't know.
But you've been there for 5 years now.
Almost, yeah. I think just 4 years past now. So going into my 5th.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, and it's weird because, like Facebook does that thing that it shows like your dishes.
Yeah.
So you kind of see like the beef tartare when I first put it on the menu as one of my first menu items. And it had the chips beside it on the same plate and everything like that. And then for it to grow and evolve to the bone marrow tartare.
So crazy.
Yeah. And it sits you back and you're like, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
For this, you know what I mean? Like,
and is that how you serve it all the time?
Yeah. It goes out on a platter.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And to see the growth in just one dish, right? You kind of sit back and you're like, wow, like I've developed as a chef over the last 4 years here. Right?
Yeah. So cool and so delicious. So describe your culinary vision and dining experience at C Prime.
Yeah. I mean, I want it to be somewhere that you can, go out every night. You know what I mean? Obviously that doesn't happen, but I want it to be not a place that is too stuck up. There are restaurants for that, but I want it to be a casual experience, but you're going to have this amazing heightened food and service. Our service team is great there as well. They're not too, they want to joke with you. They want to have fun with you. They want to build a relationship with you, right? And it's not just, the stucky service and everything like that. And then hopefully you get that bone marrow tartare that comes to the table and it kind of just like speaks for itself, right? All the flavors work and they balance. And I want it to be a casual experience, but like heightened casual,
Yes. I wouldn't even think it is casual just because the service is so amazing. Like your team there is so professional and so good at their job, and then also the food of course is amazing too. Yeah,
like we might put like the little micros and the little dots of gels and stuff, but it's also a new experience for people to come and try that, right? Like they haven't maybe tried this type of gel or something like that, right? And it works.
It does.
Yeah.
Obsessed. C Prime blends classic Italian roots with modern influences. How do you strike that balance on your menu?
Yeah, I mean, I said this in I think every interview or something I've done, but I mean, I don't want to compete with the traditional Italian restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
right? I didn't have a Italian nonna that's passed down their amazing spaghetti meatball recipe down, and you know, I make a good meatball, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely not traditional. What I really want to do is use my experiences that I've learned and the techniques that I've learned, and do it with complete, you know, as much as we can BC flavors,
Mhm.
right? There's obviously stuff that's tied in with Italy, right? We're an Italian restaurant. We, you know, make our handmade pastas and everything, but
Mhm.
it's supposed to blend these two, and that's my kind of vision for C Prime to have to come in, and you might not see a lasagna like a traditional meat lasagna,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll see that rotolo lasagna that should kind of mark the Italian flavors with the
Mhm.
ricotta, with the sage, with the brown butter and balsamic.
Mhm.
But then you're just like, oh, like what's this? Is stuff with butternut squash, like, you know.
So good.
And that's kind of the plan for all the dishes I have. Like there won't be like we did the lasagna before. We've had that on the menu,
Mm-hmm.
but we did it with like a short rib ragu.
Yum. I think I had that.
I think you did, right? So it's
Divine.
different again, right? Like it's a little bit different.
Yeah. So what was it like training in Rome?
Yeah, I mean, how can I say it? Like it's definitely not knowing Italian sucked.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like you're picking up on it, right? But
Yeah.
definitely the swear words that I got hit, pick those up first. Like those are the first words I knew before anything.
Of course.
But it's an amazing experience. The people give their heart and soul for food. Like that's the big thing that you can tell, right?
Mhm.
If it's bread, it's the best bread. They know these recipes, and a lot of them don't have recipes. Yeah.
Yup.
You know, like when you get to like the Michelin, sure, you have to follow to a T and everything. We get
Yeah.
it. But some of these bakeries, you go in there and you want to learn from them, and they're like, oh, just a little bit of yeast in there. You're like, oh, you're putting like 45 kilos of flour in here. Like, are you sure you're just going to put like, you know,
And like literally on the recipe, it's like a little bit of
a
yeast.
little bit of yeast?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, all right, a little bit.
Okay.
And you're like, no, too much. I'm like, all right, man, tell me like, show me what a little bit means, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
funny.
it's how much they care about like just dining, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you probably have had the Italian feasts, and it's just like wave after food, and that's one of the, I think when I was there, one of the best things that you do is when you find these like local spots that you go to, and you just sit down, and the chef just starts bringing you food and wine, and you're just by the end, like third course, you're just like, he's like, all right, ready for the meat? You're like, what?
Yeah,
Like-
literally.
Like, I'm good. And he's like, no, I made it. You're eating it, right? So
Yeah.
those were the experiences that really kind of like heightened it for me. That like I love Italian food.
Mm.
But you know, I guess for me, it's one way that I'm kind of changing my vision about how it looks is like we get all these beautifully imported Italian stuff that comes in, like, you know, like burrata from Italy, and
So good.
good, right? But in height, Italy uses local ingredients, right? That's what makes Italian food great. It's so local, right? I want to start kind of exploring that route, being like, yeah, this Italian burrata is amazing,
Yeah.
but we can get burrata from Vancouver Island
Right.
with a fourth generation cheesemaker from Italy that's
Right.
using local dairy to do it. I think when putting them side by side, there's their differences, but the local stuff also has its own unique Canadian thing. And I think that was one of the things that I was like, yeah, like imported cheese twice a week is great.
It's crazy.
It's great. But I can go to the cheesemaker on commercial and get cheese,
Right.
fresh made burrata. And
Right.
that's kind of what Italian food is, right?
Mhm.
Local, you know, you go to the cheese guy, you go to, you know, the charcuterie guy and all that stuff. And that's what I really want to support, and support local stuff as well.
We have such good local stuff in Vancouver.
course.
A lot of other cities don't have the benefit of that, and they have to import everything.
Right? And
But yeah.
and when you have such an Italian community here, you should be able to do it. But, you know, imagine using that with like Canadian dairy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, like San Marzano tomatoes. You probably heard of that a million times, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that from Vancouver or is that from Canada?
No, that's Italian.
Oh,
like San
okay.
Marzano tomatoes, like they're the best in Italy, and
Yeah.
they come in can, and the canned tomatoes are amazing, right?
Mhm.
You know, try to look around. Like you can find equally delicious tomato during tomato seasons here. You
Yeah.
can just can them and have them around all year, right?
So true.
But use that basis of like Italian kind of how do you want to call it? Like Italian local stuff, but bring it back to Canada, and you can be surprised about how much cool stuff you can find here that's locally made.
Yeah, I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I guess we're kind of touching on it now, but what Vancouver ingredients, local ingredients, do you love to work with, and have any of them inspired your dishes?
Yeah, I think like squash right now, like it's the time of year for it, right? Like I think it's at the height and best and everything, and we actually just put it on the dessert menu as well, and it's you can just use so much of it, right? Like I even took it after that dinner we had the other day because we used the apple skins and everything like that. Like I'm trying to look like for like a squash skin powder, right? Like a little bit sweet, dusting that goes on top of that dish that you tried, the apple crumble, but. Like right now I think the best time of year for food because stick to your ribs, stews and hearty vegetables. I mean, summertime's good for the light and acidic stuff, but sometimes when it's cold and you just want to have some, braised short ribs cooked in red wine.
Delish.
Yeah. Right.
So comforting.
Yeah. But right now my go-to is butternut squash.
I love those dishes with the squash.
Yeah.
Because it's in the lasagna.
The burrata.
And the apple crumble? The burrata, I swear, every single time I have it, I'm like, this is the best burrata I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I really like that dish. And it's changed a little bit, right, throughout the years. Again, it's like right now, pomegranates are great. Yeah. They add that little pop of acid to it, right? You got the balsamic pearls in there that it's not kind of like this like dreary whoosh of balsamic drizzle that everyone puts on it. So a little bit of extra care and love went into that. Yeah. But I think it's
oh my God, it's good. So good.
Right? Yeah,
we talk about it all the time.
Yeah. Should have brought some with me. Told me.
Well, no, we'll come back. We will be back always. Can you walk us through the creative process behind one of your signature or maybe your favorite dishes?
Creative process. Like I'm always learning about food. I think one of the things that some people, and it's been told me by servers, that we change the menu constantly and our regulars don't really like that. They might like one dish and it's gone.
Right.
I don't want to get stagnant in what I do. I feel like consistency is great to have, and it's, I think, the number one thing. But also consistency can sometimes have its downfall of like, I don't want to change because this is the best lamb shank I've ever made. And you're just like, play around with it.
Right.
You never know. Right? Doesn't mean put it to the customer, but, see what you can do with it, use new techniques and everything. So the creative process is kind of trying to push the limits of what you can do. Right? Like a butternut squash, a spuma. Probably haven't seen it on much menus, and especially for it to be kind of like like that apple crumble is quite bordering on the line of savory and sweet, because I'm not a big fan of super sweet desserts. Right? And sweetness is great, and then when you're having a chocolate mousse, it better be sweet. You don't want it to be too unsweet. Yeah. But I think like an apple crumble, when it's just got so much sugar and then caramel and stuff, we kind of play on that edge, and it's seeing what you can do with food, that when people come in can have something different, right? Like try something new, and we think that the product or the dishes that we put out are kind of teetering on that edge of like, oh, like I've never had that before. It's so good, and it's like, do I really want to order that? Right? I'm okay to play within that danger zone a little bit.
Right.
But we don't actually make dishes for, some people put like, foams on the menu. Yeah. I mean, I've never understood that.
The foam.
The foam era, right?
With the sea salt foam.
Yeah. You're just like, all right, or just sprinkle some sea salt and call it a day, right?
Yeah, true.
So we don't just do gastronomy for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
We hope it works, and I think it works. So
for
we'll
sure.
take that for whatever it is. So yeah.
We had Chef Rob Feeney from Le Crocodile on the podcast recently, and he was saying the same thing about like the regulars want the stuff that has been on the menu for years, but you also want to be creative and you want to have your own style. And I think that's important.
Yeah. I mean, in his case, like he took over, institution, right? So I'm so super happy he changed the menu and he's got himself in there, right?
Yeah.
But like it's great, and maybe we do it too often that we keep switching dishes, and sometimes I get my amazing team of chefs and managers to say, chef, dial it back a little bit. Like we don't need to do 3 menu changes in the last few weeks. But I guess that is one of my biggest fears is being stagnant and seeing one of those like older chefs that hasn't changed and is bitter and stuff like that. I just don't want that to happen to me.
Well, I don't think it will.
I hope not.
Don't even worry.
Yeah, all right. Good. Thanks for the reassurance.
Yeah, no problem. What values or leadership principles do you try to instill in your kitchen team?
Yeah, I guess I have an amazing group of people. I think my team has been with me for 3 out of the 4 years. And I think in
Nice.
between them, especially my management team and especially some of my cooks, like some cooks go and so, but the core team has been with me since I've been at C Prime. I think the big thing for us is, constantly keep learning, right? Kind of like with the menu stuff that we talk about. I try to use everyone's opinion in everything. We make a dish and I ask for the positives, but the real thing I look for is the negatives of what they think that doesn't work. Because I feel like if you don't like your dish and you don't try your dish and everything like that, how are other people supposed to like it? So that's like, kind of this camaraderie of chefs because they're all super talented. And continuously learning. Don't stop. If you have some cool ideas, let us know.
Yeah.
We've had a couple newer, culinary school grads kind of join us as well, and they're full of ideas, right? So it's kind of mentoring them as well, and properly like making sure they have time to do their job and getting their prep ready, but also having time to experiment and stuff like that because it's not really being done, and you don't want to kill that creativity in a young cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool because I feel like as a young person in any industry, you kind of walk in and people overlook your ideas because they're like, oh, you're just starting, whatever. But it's always so important to have the new, fresh perspectives in what you do. And I think that's really cool that you allow them to experiment sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes like as long as your work is done and you're not, spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on this, it's and, when we do features a lot of times and especially I feel it in Italian food. It's like, oh, we got to get rid of this. So let's do this type of feature of a risotto. And when we do features at C Prime, I wanted a thought out feature, not just like what can we scram to try to save some food costs. It's order some stuff, try it out. We just did this 50-hour braised short rib on the menu that's got a porcini dust and everything like that. It looks like sticky barbecue ribs, but it's cooked medium rare, right? And it's super tender and everything like that. But that dish probably took 10 or 12 attempts to get it right. So if we want to do something, it's a team effort, but care for what you want to serve the people.
Yeah, for sure. How do you see Vancouver's culinary landscape evolving, and where do you think C Prime fits in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question because it's always revolving. I feel like, you have these great institutions like Earl's and Cactus Club and Joey's and all that really came in and standardized food. So you go into any location, you can have a good burger, you can get that. And I think from my side of it, some people want to be, that are okay with that type. It kind of, I didn't really like it. To be honest with you, it's they're really good business plans and they're really good at that, but they kind of lack in the culinary side of everything. And then there's this wave of amazing restaurants that are opening up. Elm, Publish, June, all of these, the Volpe's, Savio, and Elio, right? These things are revolutionary or revolutionizing food, I feel, in Vancouver. And not just the food, but the service and everything like that. Back then, if you're a Michelin star restaurant, you'd have to have, the bow tie and stuff like that, white service. But if you go to Publish, it's very chill. You can really kind of get to know the service team. And I'm hoping the trend goes into a little bit more of small businesses and allowing smaller chefs, kind of like we were talking about, like myself, eventually to be able to open up a restaurant. Yeah. Which wasn't in a lot of people's futures. So I hope, I thank these chefs that are taking the risk and opening up these restaurants. And I want future chefs to think, get your background and what you need to do and then take the risk. Yeah. There's no risk without reward.
Totally.
Right? So, but again, not knocking.
Not
knocking those restaurants.
Of course. And I feel like there's a time and a place for every kind of restaurant. Like sometimes you do want to just go to Cactus Club because you want those chicken tendies. Yeah. But sometimes you want to go to somewhere like C Prime and have a new experience. And I think, it's really special.
Who was that actress that just came in and went to Cole Harbor and had the chicken tenders? There's something like that blew up everywhere.
No? I have no idea. I should know because I'm obsessed
maybe
with
I'll send it to you.
But
yeah, there's an actress that came and said best chicken. Yes, it's coming.
I can't remember her name, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what we're talking. Best chicken nuggets or best chicken tenders. I'm like, they're pretty.
They're fire.
They're fire. like they're. It's good. You go in there for that, and like I said, you said it perfectly. There's a time and place for those restaurants, but definitely try to support local. I think I saw this video the other day and it says support like have 5 restaurants on your radar that you constantly support because you can't go to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them are constant, and then one of them keeps rotating.
I love that.
And I love that idea.
Yeah, I love that too. I feel like I do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Support your few that you love and you want to go to, and then once in a while, jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go off the deep end.
And we have so many good restaurants in the city. It's crazy.
There's so many more opening up too. It's great.
I know. Okay, on your menu, what dish best represents you as a chef and why?
Oh man, that's a good one. I think the like honestly, my favorite one, I will agree, it's the burrata.
Yeah.
Or the tartare. I think the few that I will pick represents me with the growth that I've had. And it kind of comes back to the thing that we talked about with like seeing the tuna tartare on the menu when I first put it on. And sometimes it comes off, sometimes it stays. And then seeing it now with the wasabi foam, with the squidding cracker. We had this big cracker before, and then now we made it smaller. And to see the growth of where my career has had is kind of more interesting to me than to see like what that specific dish is. I think that those dishes represent my growth in the industry, right? Before I used to put so many little, ingredients in there, and then that tuna tartare has 4 ingredients in it now.
Wow.
And we're super proud of that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Right? It's or the burrata dish. It's got, squash 2 ways, pomegranates for acid. And pretty much that's it, right?
Yep.
Letting the ingredients shine for themselves and just doing that, making sure that puree is super creamy and smooth. And yeah, I think that would be a better way for me to say, instead of one specific dish that represents me, it's the dishes that I've kind of evolved in my career through these dishes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Never get rid of the burrata ever.
No,
never change it.
Won't,
because it's literally
it'll change. It'll change seasonally, but you gotta now try it in the springtime because squash in the spring isn't as great necessarily, right? But in the summer, when we get some amazing tomatoes and stuff, it'll change again, but it'll still be a delicious burrata. I'll promise you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And then wintertime, you can always come back.
Yes, exactly.
Right, and that's the other thing I keep trying to tell chefs as well is like, just because it leaves. Like we had the crab tortellini. I think you tried the crab tortellini once as well. So everyone raved about it. I took it off the menu. We had like so many people just pissed at me too. And I said, just chill.
Yeah.
It'll come back maybe.
Maybe
not. Right? Yeah. After this, I'll probably have to bring it back for a special. But like it doesn't mean it's what is it? What I say? It's see ya, not farewell.
I love that.
Right?
Like see you later.
See you later. And the best representation of that, we have a joke is the Earl's potato salad. I don't know if you ever tried it.
I think I haven't. It's divine.
So
yeah.
So good. It was seasonal and people would get really mad. And that Earl's was my first job, right? I ever had.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, it got me introduced into the food scene. The potato salad was great.
Mm-hmm.
And when people took it, people were pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And then they just chill. It'll come back. And it came back seasonally. And I was like, that's a cool idea.
That is a cool idea.
Just because it's great. And I think now they have it on the menu all the time, though. But
it's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like Earl's was everyone's first job, at least in Canada anyways, because it's Canadian.
Yeah.
But I think it's just such like a good institution in that way of like training young chefs and even like servers. People have served there for their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great it's a great business plan. Like they know what to do. Right. Like there's a reason why there's so many of them.
Yep.
Can't the margins and everything in restaurants are so small that, if you don't do everything perfectly, you can't open up your second one or your third one.
Yeah.
Right. So they're doing something right. That's for sure.
Clearly. Good for them. So cool. So what upcoming projects or menu changes at C Prime are you most excited about? How long is the winter menu going to be available for people?
I don't know. Like it's one of those things you sit down with the veggie guy and you're just like, so how's it looking, man? Like he's just like, I think you got about a month or 2 left, and then you're kind of, you got to start thinking about it and everything like that.
Yeah.
I think the next thing, I mean, I'm pumped for Dine Out.
Yes.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea.
I love Dine Out.
I love Dine Out.
Yeah.
Right.
Great.
I wish I could experience Dine Out. I'm usually at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But our Dine Out menu is going to be pretty fire this year.
Ooh.
I think Valentine's Day falls on a Friday this week. I mean, I'm already looking over there, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
We're going to do a pretty crazy menu for that.
Love.
I'm working on some dishes. Obviously, throughout Christmas, we're going to be doing kind of some specials and everything running around. Like I love doing Wellingtons and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially working over there. Yeah, like I this is the time of year that I can kind of do crazy stuff you see online.
I love
Like
that.
the Wellingtons and the lamb saddles and then the sous vide short ribs and stuff. So come in, there might be something that I'm just, tired of doing something. So I'm just going to put a special on and it'll be good. I mean, hopefully it's good.
Oh, it will be good.
If it's not, then,
good. So what's one thing we've talked about C Prime this entire time, but if you could leave our listeners with one thing to convince them to
come for a different experience. It's not just your traditional Italian restaurant. You'll be, you get to see a little bit of gastronomy, a little bit of, local food. And I keep forgetting our steak program's amazing there. We've got some amazing steaks from Legends Hall and come try them out. Like they're definitely, there's a little bit for everyone there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is C Prime? Where can they find you?
1015 Burrard Street in the Century Plaza Hotel, just tucked away inside. I'll be there at C Prime and yeah, that's where it is.
Yep. So good. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It was great to have you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Hey Downtown Van. We really hope you enjoyed today's conversation with Chef Behshad. If you'd like to learn more about our organization and all that we do, you can visit our website, dtvan.ca, or follow along with the podcast at Hey Downtown Van.